walls were carved with years of pain. Yet somehow in the silence of that place, the air was filled with heaven's flame. For though the chains lay on his wrists, and darkness circled like a storm, there burned inside a steady hope, a quiet fire that still felt warm. He spoke of freedom while bound in stone. He sang of grace though left alone. And every God who stood nearby heard truth alive inside his side. He spoke of Jesus with a tender voice, not with anger, not with noise, but with the strength of one who knew that love could break what iron couldn't undo. There were letters written in the night, words born out of suffering light, stories of a Savior near, in every doubt, in every fear. He said the gospel cannot be changed, though my body may be held in place, for heaven's kingdom still advances on the wind of mercy and grace. And in that room where sorrow slept, a quiet joy was somehow kept. For faith is not a fragile thing, it lives beneath the crushing weight. It prays inside the wounded heart, it stands when everything else breaks. He prayed for those who listen close, for room for strangers, for weary souls, for every heart that needed peace. He offered love no chains could seize. He said rejoice even here, for Christ is still the song I hear, even in bonds and free. For his presence never leaves me, and though the world tries to silence light, God lit the darkness with his might. that suffering is not defeat, that weakness can become our strength, that glory often blooms in places where the world sees only end. So here I stand in my own chains, in fears and doubts and hidden pains, and I remember that belong to you, where faith was louder than the gloom, where hope still sang all night was long, where heaven touched the ground through song, where one imprisoned heart declared that God was near, that God still cared. And I whispered through my trembling breath, if grace could blow their rose like that, then surely in my lesser storms your home be fed. So let your truth be fair. The wind was screaming over dark and restless waves, and every hope we carried seemed to break beneath their weight. And nights were long and heavy with the fear we tried to hide, and every crashing ocean felt like the end of time. Yet in the roar of thunder, in the trembling of the sea, a voice of quiet mercy kept whispering to me, not a soul will be forgotten, not a life will drift away, for I am still the shelter in the wildness of this place. So we held on through the breaking, through the tearing of the mast, through the splinters in our fingers and the shadows that were cast, until the ship gave in to waters and our strength was torn and thin. But grace was still the shoreline that was pulling us to land. And I felt the sand beneath me like a promise kept by God, breathing in the breath of life on an unfamiliar shore. With trembling hands and weary bones, we gathered near the flame and found that even storms can bow to a greater ordinance. Fire on the shore, burning warm against the night, a gentle gift of kindness in the pale and fragile eye. And I saw in every ember how his faithfulness remained, Even when we think we're lost, His mercy still sustains. We face the sting of danger, poison rising like a threat. Yeah, even venom bowed its sting to what the Lord has said. No storm could steal His purpose, no darkness steal His plan. For every breath we're given rests in His sovereign hand. And I whisper to my spirit, we were never left alone. Even when the heavens felt like grass and hope felt gone. For the same God who calmed the waters, who stood beside the flame, walked with us through every trial alone, and called us Eve by name. Let the winds remember what His presence means to me. Let every storm bow down to the one who calms the sea. For I have seen the shoreline of His promise never break. And even through the wreckage, He is put in everywhere. Like a lantern in my chest, that even in the deepest night, His love remains my last. Oh, there was fire on the shoreline, and the ocean had to yield, and grace became my refuge and the strongest, truest shield. Shore. There are nights when the candle burns low and fear sits quietly beside the soul. When faith feels like a trembling flame and the world feels heavier than it should be. But I remember an old worn voice speaking hope into trembling hearts, writing courage into fragile spirits, teaching weary hands how to hold on. He said, do not lose the fire, even when the world feels cold. Fan into flame the gift within you, for God has not given fear, but power and hope. So I breathe like this is holy air, and I whisper like this is prayer, and I carry these words like lantern light, for the road is long, but I am not alone tonight. There were tears in his letters and strength inside every line. A father's heart, a shepherd's tone, a soul that had been broken and refined. He spoke a change, yet sang of freedom. He spoke a wound, yet lived in grace. And every scar he carried became a testimony of faith. He said, fight the good fight, even when your strength feels gone. Run the race with steady heart, for the crown of life still waits beyond. So when my hands begin to tremble, my courage starts to fade, I remember how he trusted God, and in every valley, storm and flame. There were nights inside cold prisons where darkness tried to close the sky. Yet even there he found God's presence. Even there his spirit learned to rise. He wrote of love that never fails, of grace that never ends, of a Savior who remains closer than the breath within. So I hold these living words like rivers through my chair. I like them wash my doubting heart and bring my soul to rest. For faith is not a freedom can